When I first started going to the gym, I was a lost boy. No confidence, no structure, no clue. Typically, I'd rock up to the gym and I'd look around, scout out the equipment, the machines, and then inevitably go back to doing the same exercises that I did the week before. The only exercises that I felt confident and comfortable with. I'd look back on the workouts and just think, I didn't really get a lot out of that, you know, or I'd know that there were certain exercises that I didn't do that I should be doing, but I didn't know how to do them. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I was able to overcome those feelings and the benefits that I've experienced firsthand as a result of doing so. Now, I was fortunate, right? So I spent 4 years in the US on the George Washington University men's soccer team. And as part of being any sort of collegiate athletic program, you get strength and conditioning coaching, basically getting taught sport-specific exercises to do in the gym to help improve your performance. Now, look, the stuff we were doing wasn't the most sport-specific stuff in the world, but it was a very, very good sort of fundamental education on how to apply yourself in the gym, the sort of training structure you need, and just how to perform exercises with good form, which is fundamentally important to confidence and to a number of things, right? So I figured what I'll do today is just sort of talk to you about the personal benefits that I've experienced when it comes to my exercise and training in general, as a result of having that training structure, as a result of having coaching. So first up, adherence, actually consistently training. So I can speak from experience when I say that my adherence to training is significantly greater when I have a formal training program along with a coach that I'm accountable to. And there's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, it comes down to you haven't got to plan the workout. You haven't got to actually sit down and formally lay out what you're going to be doing over the week because it's been done for you. That's a massive thing because a lot of people don't have the time or the know-how of actually doing that. And then second of all, it comes down to just actually doing it, doing the workout. Right, when it's just yourself, you can easily allow yourself to just not do it. But when you have that person that you're accountable to, the person who motivates you, that can go a long way to ensuring that you actually follow through the sessions and actually complete them. Secondly, progress. Progress is massive. Everyone wants to see progress. Everyone wants to see how they are progressing from, you know, week to week, month to month. And if you don't have any sort of structure, then there's no way of really evaluating that. You've got to be able to look back at, you know, your previous week and see how you were doing. And it may be, you know, looking at certain performance metrics, maybe looking at how much you squatted and you're trying to see, okay, am I seeing progression over time? It may be looking at health metrics, you may be looking at your body weight or your body fat percentage, and you want to track that over time. The only way you can gauge whether your training is working or not is by having structure and tracking progress over time. Without any structure, without any outlining of your training, I don't really know how you can effectively measure your progress. So yeah, that's been a big thing for me. And I don't try to get caught up too much in the numbers that I'm lifting, but it can provide some sort of motivational benefit, you know. And when I know that when I have clear training programming, when I have clear outline of what I'm doing and the progress that I'm making over time, I'm much more motivated to go back to the gym again the next day or the next week and, you know, hit my list hard again. The third thing I'm going to talk about is confidence. This is arguably the most important one of them all. And I say that because when I look back at my former self, when I, you know, like I said earlier, when I first started going to the gym, that was the thing that I was most avoiding. I had no idea what I was doing, had no idea how to perform certain lifts, had no idea whether what I was doing was actually beneficial or effective for what I was trying to achieve, right? And of course that varies from person to person, but ultimately confidence is universal. You either have it or you don't, and it makes a big difference. So having been coached, having been taught how to perform movements correctly, having been educated on why these movements are beneficial, and then having the structure to go in hand with that, you know, once you have all those key pieces solidified and in place, confidence really is not a factor. And, you know, one of the biggest things, and this is again sort of reiterating why confidence is so important, is because gym environments can be so intimidating. You walk into a gym, everyone's, you know, got their headphones in, giving you cold looks and all sorts. Confidence can be gone, and then you can feel like you're in a shell and like you're not going to do you feel like you're not gonna, immediately you know you're not gonna get the most out of your workout, right? So confidence is massive. You have to be able to know that what you're doing is right and feel confident doing it to get the most out of your training. I'm not saying right. So here's the long and short of it. If you want to be consistent and motivated with your training, make progress and actually be able to measure and track it effectively, and then above all else, be confident when it comes to your training, then you need training structure. And to achieve that, you've pretty much got to get a coach. Alternatively, you can go and educate yourself. And if that's available to you, if that's an option to you, absolutely do that. But most people don't have the time for that, and I understand that. And look, I understand how it may come across, a personal trainer, a coach, suggesting that you get a personal trainer or a coach. I get it, but to me, whether it's through me or through another coach, no different. I'm glad you're doing it. What I will say is that if I hadn't had the coaching that I did have back when I was at university for those 4 years, I wouldn't be the same athlete or coach that I am today. So if you're still watching this point, thank you, it's appreciated. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. And if there's anything you want to see me talk about in the future, then just let me know. Peace.